Welcome back to the class on coordination chemistry. We were discussing the nomenclature for different complex compounds. We will continue our discussion. This ligand is cyclopentadienyl anion. As I said earlier, to avoid confusion, we will add bis, cyclopentadienyl iron. Overall charge is 0, so no special ending. As I said, it will have -1 charge. There are two -2, so iron will be in +2 oxidation state. You practice this one. It is benzene. The ligand name itself benzene, so use bis benzene. You also practice this one. There is also a possibility that in the exam they will ask, they will give name, then they will ask you to write the formula. So those examples also we will practice. Potassium, iron 3, hexa cyano ferrate 2. When we see this example, clearly there is space. That means potassium and iron ions are outside the coordination sphere. When they are outside the coordination sphere, we can mention the charge. If it is having, we don't need to mention the charge if it is having a stable oxidation state. We need to mention the charge if it is having multiple stable oxidation states. Iron is stable in +2 oxidation state. It is also stable in +3 oxidation state. Now we don't know how many potassium ions are there or how many iron ions are there. We need to find out that. In the coordination sphere, we have ferrate, that means iron is there, and hexacyano, that means 6 cyanide. From the name, we can clearly know how many ligands are there, what is the oxidation state of central metal ion inside the coordination sphere. But we cannot predict, we don't know directly how many potassium or how many ions are there outside the coordination sphere. That we need to find out. Here it is very clearly given hexacyanoferrate 2. So that means iron oxidation state is +2 and there are 6 minus. So overall it should be 4 minus. And iron they have given +3. Iron they have given +3. So coordination sphere is 4 minus. Outside coordination sphere also it should be 4 plus. Iron it is already +3. Potassium we know +1. So +3 +1. Overall outside coordination sphere +4 charge. Inside coordination sphere -4 charge. So this is fine. I will give some more practice problems. Please ignore this space. Look at this example. Outside coordination sphere, it is potassium ion, and yeah, clearly there is a space. Then inside the coordination sphere, trioxalato aluminate. That means it is aluminium ion. Then oxalato, OX tri, there are three. Now, how many potassium ions are there? Of course, we know the charge of potassium, it is +1. Aluminium, it is +3 given. Oxalate, oxalate ion, it is -2 charge. So -2 into 3, it becomes -6. -6 and +3, it should be 3 minus. Because the complex ion is 3 minus, outside complex, it should be 3 plus. If you want to have 3 plus, we must have 3 potassium ions. We must have 3 potassium ions. So this is how we need to check how many ions are there outside the coordination sphere. Okay, when we have given formula, we need to derive the oxidation state of the central metal ion. But when we have given the name, we need to identify the number of ions outside the coordination sphere. That's all about nomenclature in coordination complexes. Now we will learn isomerism in complexes. What is isomerism? Isomerism is nothing but two compounds having same molecular formula but having different properties is called isomerism. Now in isomerism, we have two different isomerisms. One is structural isomerism. In coordination complexes, structural isomerism is also called as Werner's classification. And another isomerism is stereoisomerism. I'm not giving the definitions for all these terms, but you can read them. Stereoisomerism is also called as space isomerism. Again, stereoisomerism is classified into two types. Positional isomerism or it is also called as geometrical isomerism or it is also called as cis-trans isomerism. So stereoisomerism is divided into two groups, the geometrical isomerism, which is also called as cis-trans isomerism or positional isomerism, and the second category is optical isomerism. Optical isomerism, or it is also called as mirror image isomerism. So isomerism is basically classified into two groups, structural isomerism and stereoisomerism. Stereoisomerism is again classified into geometrical isomerism and optical isomerism. Now, structural isomerism is also classified into 7 different types in case of coordination complexes. In case of coordination complexes, structural isomerism is classified into ionization isomerism, then hydrate isomerism, then ligand isomerism, then linkage isomerism, then coordination isomerism, then coordination position isomerism, and finally polymerization isomerism. So in case of coordination complexes, structural isomerism is again classified into these 7 types: ionization isomerism, hydrate isomerism, ligand isomerism, linkage isomerism, coordination isomerism, coordination position isomerism, finally polymerization isomerism. Now we will discuss structural isomerism in detail, but stereoisomerism we will discuss about it after the theories of coordination complexes, which explains the structures and properties. Now, I haven't given the definitions for isomerism, structural isomerism, stereoisomerism, geometrical isomerism, and optical isomerism. You are supposed to write on your own. What is ionization isomerism? This type of isomerism arises due to the exchange of groups between the complex ion and the ions outside it. So basically it is called ionization. Look at this example. And these two are examples for ionization isomerism. See here, the complex overall formula is same, but in the first complex, sulfate ion is outside the coordination sphere, and in the second complex, bromine is outside the coordination sphere. This first complex is red to violet in color, whereas the second complex is in red color. That means they are different. Okay, but how to identify them? The red violet complex is having sulfate ion outside the coordination sphere. How to identify it? It's a very simple thing. You know, in the beginning itself, we have said outside the coordination sphere, ions will give their individual test, whereas inside the coordination sphere, the ions will not give the individual test. So, from the first complex, we can test identification test of sulfate ion. Sulfate anion. What is the identification test? Addition of barium chloride solution. When we add barium chloride solution, sulfate ion is insoluble salt. So we will get barium sulfate white precipitate, barium sulfate white precipitate, and this complex ion CONH3 5 times Br plus 2, this complex ion. Now, if you want to differentiate these two, add barium chloride solution to second complex also, but we don't get any precipitate. Why? Why? Because barium chloride is soluble, at the same time barium bromide is also soluble. We don't get any precipitate here. So this is how we need to differentiate these two. There is also one more identification test. How do we identify halogens? Halogens are identified by silver nitrate test, right? When we add silver nitrate solution, halogens will be precipitated. Here we will get AgBr plus CO NH3 5 times SO4 plus. AgBr is a pale yellow precipitate. Pale yellow precipitate. But when we add silver ion to first complex, we don't get any precipitate, right? When we add silver ion to first complex, silver sulfate, it is not a silver sulfate is not a precipitate. So this is how we can differentiate these two complexes. So what is ionization isomerism? Two coordination complexes with same molecular formula, but in one complex one ion is outside the coordination sphere, whereas in the other complex a different ion is outside the coordination sphere. There are many examples for this isomerism. Here we can exchange both bromine and chlorine. So you just don't remember all these complexes, all the formulas of these complexes. You just remember the principle. If the ions are exchanged between coordination sphere and outside the coordination sphere, then it is an example for ionization isomerism. And this will also have another isomer. This is the final example for this isomerism. Next, we will see hydrate isomerism. This is also called as solvate isomerism. This is a special case of ionization isomerism of ligands involving solvent molecules. So it is just a little modification to ionization isomerism. What is ionization isomerism? There is an exchange of ions between coordination complex and outside the coordination sphere. In hydrate isomerism, there is an exchange of solvent molecules. For example, water is a solvent. There is an exchange of solvent molecules between the coordination sphere and outside the coordination sphere. See here, one water molecule is exchanged with one chlorine. And again, we can exchange two water molecules. These are the examples for hydrate isomerism. All molecules are having same molecular formula, but this complex is violet in color, this is green in color, and the final one is dark green. How to identify them? When we were given these three compounds, how to identify the violet is having this formula, green color is having this formula, and the dark green is having this formula? It is very simple. When we add concentrated H2SO4 and heat, outside water is there, that will be lost. So because there is a one water molecule, so it loses one molecule of water on heating. So when we heat it, it loses one molecule of water. It also loses two molecules of water. But the above complex, it does not lose any water molecule because there is no water molecule outside the coordination sphere. So when we add concentrated H2SO4 and heat it, it will undergo dehydration. Or without that also you can directly heat it. Then also it will undergo dehydration. So when we see dehydration, we can see water vapors at the top of the beaker, right? Not only that, you just take the weights before heating and after heating. This molecule, because it does not lose any water molecule, its overall weight will not change before heating and after heating. But here it will lose some weight which is according to the one water molecule loss. So the ratio will be according to loss of one water molecule. It will also lose some weight, which is according to the loss of two water molecules. So this is how we can differentiate these complexes.